Travis Mills is a retired U.S. Army soldier who became a quadruple amputee while serving in Afghanistan. And he speaks across the country, motivating others to live by his motto, never give up, never quit. And with me is Travis Mills. It's so great to meet you.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks for having me.
It's awesome. So let's start with why you're in New York. So you're celebrating a live day.
Yeah.
Explain what that
yeah.
is.
So 10 years ago in April, actually, I got blown up by an IED. I lost portions of both arms and both legs.
So this is April 2012?
2012,
Okay.
Yep. And, you know, I just had a bad day at work, case of the Mondays. And when I woke up in the hospital 4 days later after the fact, I was, questioning a lot of things, like, why didn't I just die? It was a big one, just like Forrest Gump, right, with Lieutenant Dan. And then fast forward 10 years, I used to hate my live day. I used to not want to celebrate it. I used to not want to talk about it, because my birthday's 4 days after that. So I woke up actually in the hospital on my 25th birthday, my actual alive day, if you will. And as year 7, 8, 9, 10 hit, it's more about gratitude. It's more about, wow, I'm so grateful to still be here. How lucky am I to still be alive? Considering a lot of my friends didn't make it back home, and they don't have the chance to be with their loved ones. I have a wife now of 14 years, daughter that's 10 years old. She was 6 months old when I got hit.
Okay.
And then my son now is 4. So just, life goes on. And I think, we're just kind of celebrating and go around New York City. And I got to go to the museum. And
you went to 9/11 Museum.
Yep, 9/11 Museum, sorry. And yeah, it was a good time, just amazing.
So, and I'm glad you shared that about your family. I was going to ask you about that, because I think that all makes us, okay, we're glad we're alive and we're here to experience this. Now, and 9/11 was the thing that really kind of motivated you to join the military, right?
Yeah, I mean, I never thought I would join the military during a peacetime, if you will. I thought I was going to be in the NFL, but that didn't work out. And then I was just trying to find something that was my calling. And then I just was like, military, they need people and I want to go. And I had a really great conversation with a recruiter, and it went well, and I joined. And I actually ended up really liking it. I went 3 times to Afghanistan with the 82nd Airborne Division, and just unfortunately the third time got me, if you will.
So this was a roadside bomb, or what happened exactly?
Yeah, so we were on a patrol and came to a short halt, if you will.
Was that in Afghanistan?
Yep, in Afghanistan. I saw my backpack on the ground, 120-pound backpack, landed on top of a bomb, and it went off. And, it hit me, and I got flown back, up. I got hit. I should just say it. We're pre-recorded. Edit that. So I put my backpack on the ground, and it landed on top of a bomb, and the bomb went off, and, fast forward after the hours of surgery and all that, I became a quadruple amputee, and I'm one of 5 to survive quadruple amputation. And then I had 19 months recovery at Walter Reed. Yeah.
Amazing. Tell me about that process, because you mentioned it was a couple years you were kind of like, why me, and things like that. How did you process all of that?
Actually, at Walter Reed, I was someone that was respected and looked up to, and they asked me to go talk to a lot of the people that got injured. So I didn't have the why me aspect more than 2 weeks, really. But the alive day I didn't enjoy, because why would I want to celebrate or think about the day I got injured? I'm moving on with life, and that's in the past. And just for a while, I didn't, because my birthday was in 4 days. So I'm like, no, I'm going to celebrate my buddy Scott Mallory's birthday on the 10th, and that's it. And then you hit the later years, and you realize, wow, how fortunate. My buddy Francis, Gene Phillips IV, he didn't make it back home to his wife and 4-year-old. And I mean, I learned how to walk with my daughter, and that's huge for me. So I think it's more
kind of a cool memory, actually.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And me and her are best friends, and take her gymnastics and everything. And then now my wife and I decided to have more children. So we had my son. Oh, she did. I mean, but we have our son Dax. He's named after the medics, Daniel and Alexander.
Okay.
And the truth is, I told my wife to leave me. I didn't want her to have, I didn't want her to deal with this kind of a burden. And she's, decided that's not how this works. So at 23 years old, she's like, no, we're going to get through this together. Yeah. And, here we are, 10 years later, and doing pretty well. We have a foundation, the Travis Mills Foundation, and I own a few businesses as well. So
no, I want to talk about all that, too. So let's talk about the foundation. When did you start it? What's its mission?
Yeah, I appreciate that. So the Travis Mills Foundation started when I was still at the hospital. And we wanted to give back because we saw so many people doing amazing things. And we started it for care packages. And we did a $5,000 donation from us to send care packages to the guys that I served with overseas in their new units. And then I went and learned how to downhill mountain bike and monoski and snowboard and all these cool things. And
it's amazing.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's more than I do.
And my wife got to go on these trips with me because I was injured so bad. And I realized that I was lucky to be injured so bad that my wife got to go. And I thought, I'm only doing this stuff because I can still do it with my family.
Yeah, yeah.
And we decided to bring some families to Maine and show them an adaptive, retreat and bring their families with them. And it went so well that we bought a facility in 2017. We opened officially after like a bunch of renovations and everything. And now we're, a world-class retreat for veterans that have been through physical injuries due to service. And we bring up 8 families per week. We've helped over 800 families. It's, all donation-based. I don't take a dollar for, the work that we do. Mm-hmm. And I'm the founder and president, I guess. But, we do a lot of awesome things. And we're just so grateful to have the support that we have.
And this is in Maine.
This is in Maine.
And so it's kind of a place for families to come, bond with others, get some physical activity, some wellness as well.
And we show them that life can go on. Don't live life on the sidelines, and always be active in society and your family. And we were able to show them, we are able to show them the sports or activities that they can take back with them. It's not about, hey, come have a great week here. In 51 weeks you sit on your couch. No, we encourage them to get out there and get after it. Yeah. And it's been going so well. We also partner with Warrior Path program, which is out of Boulder Crest for post-traumatic stress. So we have a post-traumatic stress program now as well that we run 10 weeks out of the year. And it's going really well,
Yeah. And you're also an entrepreneur. You have a brewery.
Well,
right?
I have a restaurant.
Oh, a restaurant.
The brewery's coming next year.
Got it, okay.
But we have a restaurant. We just opened the White Duck Brew Pub right there in East Winthrop, Maine. I bought a marina with my buddy about 7 years ago now. Mm-hmm. My wife and his wife said, don't you do it. So we had a couple adult beverages and we bought it. And that's how that worked out.
Yeah.
And I do corporate events. I'm speaking to JP Morgan and Chase today.
Yeah.
And then I'm out in Phoenix, Arizona in a couple of days for Banner Health. But I do a corporate event.
What will you talk about at JP Morgan Chase?
Well, I'm not sure what story I'm going to make up today because the blow up story is getting kind of like, ugh. Okay. So I'll probably go with like a shark bite or something. Keep it saucy. But no, I do. I speak about resilience and about being able to bounce back and keep going forward and pushing on with life no matter what happens to you. And the 2 life lessons I always leave the audience with is number 1, don't dwell on the past, just reminisce it. I had to learn that one pretty quick in my injury. And the other one is you can't always control your situation, but you can always control your attitude. And the same guy that you see here or joking around having a good time is the same person you'll see at the grocery store or at my house hanging out watching a football game. I don't change. And I just realized how lucky I am to still be here.
Yeah. Now, what would you say to Americans, like, in terms of veterans who are injured? I mean, what are the challenges they face? How can Americans help them with that? How can they talk to them? How can they just make their lives easier?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think as our culture, we want to make sure we don't stare and it's like, what can I do to help? And the word veteran has become kind of a negative connotation, like, oh, you're a veteran, what's wrong? And I'm trying to change that. I'm not a wounded guy, I'm a recalibrated guy, if anything, because I had to recalibrate my life and find my new normal. And I think if you see someone like me, just say hi like you would anybody else. And that's my biggest thing. I want to be treated as normal as everybody else. And that's why I think I tell so many jokes. I tell jokes to disarm the situation.
Yeah. Well, tell me the name of your brewery.
So it's White Duck Brew Pub. We opened it, me and 3 other buddies decided to go after it. It's going really well.
Yeah.
And right next door is a marina where we have boat slips and stuff like that. And
that sounds awesome.
yeah, yeah, it's kind of a weird life, right?
Yeah.
I'm a part owner in an insurance company too.
No, I think it actually sounds like a great life.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It does.
It's not bad. My wife makes my travel schedule, and I travel for speaking. I cap it at 60 a year. She makes my schedule for me to go speaking, and then when I'm gone too long, I get in trouble for being gone too long. And she made the arrangements. So
now you do 60 speaking engagements a year?
I cap it at that. I mean, I get asked to do more probably, but I won't. I have a young family, so I got to be home sometimes.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts? I mean, like, what can you give, people, like, advice about getting through a difficult situation?
Well, I think we all have problems that we go through. And I don't think my problems outweigh or overshadow anybody else's. So if anybody's having a hard time, like, go to my website, travismills.org. Go to my Instagram and Facebook handles and all the stuff that I have going on because I do fun videos.
You have a lot of YouTube videos.
I do have a lot of YouTube videos. I started TikTok. I got to work on that. I'm going to do a Humpty Dumpty one. Where I fall off a wall and they can't get me back together. It's coming. But I think with life, there's always challenges, but I think you got to find just how to get through them and cope with them and do the best you can. And a friend of mine just lost his foot from diabetes. He lost his foot, and I called him and said, believe it or not, the worst part's over. I said, now your foot's gone. Like, that it's gone. You don't have to worry about when they're going to take it. I said, now it's just about recovery. It's accepting what happened and moving forward. And a big thing is I don't ever question why this happened anymore, you know, because it gets me nowhere.
Yeah.
And I just kind of move on with life. So I gave you a lot of stuff there. I wasn't very pointed on that one. I apologize.
No, that's wonderful, Travis. I mean, you're an inspiration. So thank you so much for everything you've done for the country and everything you're doing for the country now.
Well, thanks so much. And check this out. It doesn't even hurt. The first time I fell off, it did. And check, also fist bump, right?
Yeah.
But we're not going to blow it up. I've already done that. We're just going to jellyfish that away instead.
Okay. Yeah.
No, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much.